All right, we've got 41 participants, so we will start.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Jan Palfreyman, and I will be the moderator for the presentation. I don't see Q&A tab. I'm just going to say,
in the chat box.
Yeah, there should be a Q&A tab on the top, but I don't see that. So I'm just going to say, let's just put all the questions in the chat. If you have a Q&A tab, you can put them in there, but let's just put all the questions in the chat. Practiced yesterday, and I don't see the Q&A tab. So anyway, y'all just post all the questions in the chat. I'll be monitoring the chat throughout the presentation. Ms. Morris will be speaking for 35 minutes, and we will have 10 minutes at the end for Q&A. I will ask her as many questions as possible during the allotted time. For questions and to see the chat, you must be in speaker view or gallery view, not full screen. I will post Ms. Morris's email in the chat and her portal website link. If you have further questions or your questions does not get answered, please contact her. Ms. Vicki Morris manages a very successful marketing and communication firm called Face to Face Marketing in Huntsville, Alabama. She brings more than 20 years of marketing and communications experience to the clients she serves. This presentation will help savvy, forward-thinking professionals fine-tune their social media presence and teach you how to post like a pro. You will also learn the magic in the method to posting and how to attract a captive audience to the content you want to share. I welcome Ms. Vicki Morris.
Well, thank you for having me. I am super excited to be here. I am going to set my timer so that I know when to stop talking, because this is a topic that I'm really excited about, and I'm so thrilled to be here. First of all, I want to make sure everyone can see my screen and make sure that you can see the slides that I'm going to share with you. So if at any point someone can't see something or it goes out, our moderator is going to be Johnny on the spot and watching the chat and let me know if there's something I need to change. So welcome to Mastering Social Media for Your Small Business. This seminar is for savvy small business owners and professionals who want to really fine-tune their marketing and messaging strategy. So we're excited to be able to share this with you today. So I want to share a little bit with you about how this is going to work. In this seminar, I'm going to show you how to master social media for your small business or for your professional public image. Social media can be a tricky beast, but when it's tamed, it's a great way to further the know, like, and trust component that helps us strengthen our credibility. Social media has its part to play in a well-organized overall marketing strategy. It is not an island. You can't look at social media as an isolated marketing strategy. It needs to play well with others in your marketing sandbox. Social media works with your email marketing and with your website. All three need to work together for your marketing, messaging, and branding and communication strategies to be actually effective. At the end of the day, you want your marketing to convert visitors to your site or platform into raving fans and happy clients. I want to give you just a bit of insight about why I do what I do. I love communication styles. I like writing and conveying emotion and information through words and thoughts. I like creating inviting and engaging word pictures and using the power of one's imagination to help you fully immerse in the experience or journey I'm taking you on. I knew this all about myself pretty early on, and when it came time to choose a major in college and a career path, marketing seemed to be the perfect option for me. I've been doing this for over 20 years in some shape, form, or fashion. And being able to share some strategies with you here today is one of the absolute most favorite things that I get to do about my job. And I love this opportunity. In our time together today, we're going to take a bit of a deep dive into social media, but I hope that you'll all be able to see how social media is a major player in your overall marketing strategy and can really help steer your overall communication strategy. When everything is all working together, your email content, your social media posting content, and your website are all working in concert with one another, this is the point where all the magic starts to come into focus. Now you are increasing your credibility. When your ideal client community, you're increasing that credibility with your ideal client community with each engagement by social media, your website, or your email marketing. The first place people typically engage with your content is on social media or a Google search, which in and of itself is a type of social media. People see your post, they internally like what they see, whether or not they actually click like on the post. Then they typically hop over to your website. If you've held their interest about something they are searching for, they're continuing to look and see what you have. They watch to see your post and to see what nuggets they can gather from your social media. All right, so during our time together today, we're going to try really hard to get to all 5 of these topics. First, we're going to talk about the basics and the platform or platforms to choose when posting. Next, we're going to move on to defining the audience or the ideal client community you most want to reach. Our third stop will be creating content pillars. Then we're going to move on to hashtags. That's going to be a fun topic because it's a way to increase your reach with people you may not know and you aren't spending dollars yet. And we're going to round out everything with a few tools that I have found helpful in developing a balanced and effective social media strategy. So the basics. Understanding that social media is, first of all, social. I hear so many people talk about, well, I don't want to do social media. Yes.
Your slides are not advancing. It's still on the first slide.
Oh my. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let's stop.
Change the screen to presentation.
All right. Let's see. All right. How about now?
And if you're working on, yep, there you go.
Okay. All right. Great. So I'm going to go back one. These are the topics we're going to cover. I quickly went through that. And now we're going to talk about the basics. Understanding that social media is, first of all, social. As I was saying, so many business owners, small business owners, or even professionals who want to get a foothold in trying to expand their audience will say, well, I'm not really all about social media. Well, you know, this maybe isn't the right thing for you to do then. If you want to expand your footprint, expand your audience, especially if you're a small business owner, you are representing an organization, social media is a tool you cannot afford not to have in your arsenal. This is a place to allow your clients and potential clients to get to know you and your business on a more personal level. You are always building and fine-tuning the know, like, and trust factor, and social media is a great way to do it when you know the rules and do it correctly and effectively. This can be an opportunity for people to get to know you and your business on a more personal level before they invest their resources with you.
Hey, Vicki,
Yes.
you're still, okay, here, it switched to platforms.
Yes. Okay,
Okay,
great.
thanks.
All right, so now let's take a look at a few social media platforms to consider. Most people will go to Facebook, and that's a great place to start. And I would strongly suggest people start with only 2 or 3. You do not have to post on every social media platform there is just because 1 or 2 people told you that that's what you need to do. If you are comfortable with that, do what you're comfortable with, because where your comfort level is, that's where you're going to be most successful. That doesn't mean you stay there, but just as you get started, pick 2 or 3. Now, a couple of things we want to think about when we're picking those 2 or 3. Statistics on Facebook: 63% of US citizens over the age of 12 have a Facebook account. 24% of Facebook's advertising audience is between the ages of 18 and 24. And I tell you this because those numbers are important. You need to know where your audience is hanging out on social media. That's going to factor into your decision about which platforms to post to the most. Now, before you begin an active social media presence, you should understand where your audience is going to hang out on social media. If they are more likely to be on Facebook, then your post on Facebook, your content and calls to action should be more focused on Facebook. They may be more likely to be on LinkedIn. If that is where your target audience is going to hang out the most, then it sounds like Facebook and LinkedIn are your places to be. If you're a small business owner and you're looking to connect with people who have money to spend, who buy based on value instead of price, and value means that I don't have to do the work, I don't have to worry about it, I'm willing to pay a higher price to get quality, that audience is typically on LinkedIn. So having a strategy that incorporates LinkedIn and Facebook would be very beneficial for most small business owners. Now, notice I did not segregate Instagram. Instagram is owned by Facebook, which means that if you know what you're doing and you have a business account on Facebook, you have a business page, you can cross-post within the Facebook app on Facebook and Instagram. So the prerequisite here on this step is to first understand your audience. That is so huge in any marketing effort. And I can't just isolate social media without the rest of the marketing piece because they all work together. But understanding that ideal client community is the first step in building that marketing structure, and it's going to help you as you build your social media plan. So where do they most hang out on social media? Then decide which platforms you most want to post to. And there is no need to worry about posting every single day either. The point is to make social media work for you. If you are already overwhelmed about the number of platforms you have to post to, you won't be successful. All you're thinking about is, how am I ever going to get all of these posts done? What I want you to concentrate on is posting quality content. Maybe it's only a few times a week, not every day. Make sure every post is quality, because that's what you want people to come back to you for time and time again. So now let's move into understanding your audience. If you're a business owner or a professional who wants to make a better and more in-depth relationships on social media, it is vitally important to understand your audience. Take the time to build out your ideal client avatar. And I know that this can be a little bit of a slowdown in your process. You're ready to get going. You're ready to get going on social media and post that content. But take a little time to understand that audience. When you know this person or group of people, you know how they make buying decisions. Do they want information to make them smarter? Or are they more likely to make an investment based on the feeling or emotion they have when they encounter your materials on social media? Maybe you want to get to know your ideal community because it's a strategic alliance for your career path. Or maybe you're positioning yourself for advancement in your industry. Whatever the goals of your social media post are, you need to begin with a firm understanding of how your ideal recipient likes to receive content and information on social media. Now, according to a Hootsuite blog, and Hootsuite is a platform that you can schedule posts on across several different platforms for several different days in advance. So they're an authority in the social media space. The most popular times to post are around noon, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern time, because people like to scroll on their lunch break. So if you know that your audience is probably going to be on LinkedIn and probably going to be on Facebook, scheduling posts to hit around lunchtime is a great opportunity to get in front of your ideal community. All right, now the other half of understanding your audience is being able to determine how they will best receive your offer or your content. You want to create ways to articulate your unique selling proposition, or as we say in the industry, your USP. What makes you special? This is an opportunity where you can take time for a little bit of storytelling in your post. You want to bring people in, tell word pictures, show a story through engaging images. Having great stock images, if you don't have the pictures for yourself, is a great way to pull people in on your social media content. And I want to share a couple of examples with you about this. My business, there are companies with my business, there are companies who want to work with marketing firms that are woman-owned or Black-owned. So much of my advertising has my picture in it. So you know immediately, I don't have to tell you that I'm a woman. I don't have to tell you that I'm a Black woman. You see, when you engage with my content, those two boxes are checked. I've told you that, I've said it, and it's been a word picture. You see that in your mind. So much of has my picture on it. You automatically know who I am. Another example, in my area of the country, in Huntsville, Alabama, there are a lot of science and engineering related companies and organizations. We literally have rocket scientists here. NASA is here, the US government is here. So there are a lot of engineers and a lot of government contracting companies who have engineering minded people there. These type of people like numbers, they like analytics, they like a good process, they like something they can measure. So that became a part of my branding, a data-driven analytical approach to marketing. That is one of the taglines I use in my approach. So that sets my company apart. And so that's part of my unique selling proposition. And I simply share that with you so you can start thinking about your business or your organization that you are representing, how you can stand out from the crowd of others that are in your industry, in your area, so that the people that are specifically looking for what you can offer can easily find you. And that's kind of a 102 tip. It's not the basic level of things, but it's really getting into the mind of your ideal target community, giving them information in the way they like to digest it. So think about what's important to your audience you most want to work with. Now determine your personal attributes or corporate branding statements that most aligns with things that they are paying attention to. So that's going to help you when you create your content. When you address something that grabs their attention or addresses a pain point of your target audience, you now have a very captive audience, and they are waiting with bated breath to hear, to watch, to engage with the content you're going to share on social media. Now, I'm trying to make sure we are staying on track, on time. Moving into our topic number 3, creating content pillars. This is where we get organized. And those of you who know me, and some of you in this group do know me, I love to organize things. In my Google Drive, I have folders within folders, and everything is organized. I have cubby holes, I have notebooks. Keeping things organized is pivotal for an entrepreneur. So content pillars are a great way to organize your content for social media, for email, for any type of advertising and marketing that you are going to be doing. Content pillars represent the cornerstone of your content. You could categorize your company's main services or product groups. This would help define your content pillars. They are the main categories for which you will post to any social platform. So again, using my company as an example, my content pillars are email marketing, website design, and social media. They all go hand in hand, and most of the content you're going to see that I post is about one of those 3 core areas, or about how those areas connect and interplay together. So if you're just getting started, or if you're revamping your entire social media strategy, I would start small. I tell my clients to start with 3 to 5 content pillars. And however many services you offer or however many products you offer, everything should fall into 3 to 5 buckets. Even if it's different things, they can fall into those buckets, and build your content around those pillars. Now, I'm going to show you an example of how I did that in my organization. This is a client that we have, and this is our social media organization. This is our content pillar calendar. So you see, I don't know if you see my mouse, we have the date on one side here, and we do this for every week. We plan it out a month at a time. Each day has areas where we can decide what we're going to post. And I love color coding because I like to see things at a glance. So, on the last block here, I put the code in there for what each color means. So each color is assigned to a content pillar. And my team can see what's going to be posted, and we can easily explain this to the client. So this is what you can do with your own social media. And this is easy to come up with and easy to format. So on Monday, on the orange days, we're going to talk about the event promo. So this client was doing an event, and so we're getting a little closer to the event date at this point. So we have 2 days this week that we're going to talk about the event promo. On Tuesday this week, this is going to be get to know the speakers. So this is a virtual summit that this client is doing. And so this week we planned for 1 day where we're going to highlight the speaker. Then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about resources for this particular event that they're promoting. Thursday, a different fact about, they're doing an opioid seminar about the opioid crisis in the community that they serve. So we're doing facts on opioid abuse and use, and resources to help people when they're trying to find help for that. This is a really heavy client, but it gave a lot of different content pillars so you could see how we organize that. And so the next week, it's not going to be a repeat of Monday is orange, Tuesday is red, Wednesday is green. We're going to mix it up a little bit, but you have this schedule and you can move around the content pillars so that you keep your information fresh. Each pillar is coded a different color so I can see at a glance. And this system allows everyone can see easily what is happening and when it is happening. We try to put the description of what we're going to post in this block here. If we're going to have hashtags or anything special in there, we would put this in this block here. Now, we'll have other tools that we use for the graphics, but this way you can see at a glance what content pillars you're going to post, what day you're going to post them, and the verbiage you're going to use. So it's not thinking about it on the fly. On Monday, I'm thinking about what am I going to post. On Tuesday, I'm thinking about what am I going to post. No, I've already planned it out. It's all right here. All I have to do is look at this plan and copy and paste things over into social media. When I'm posting on social media, that is not the time I want to be thinking about what I'm going to write or what graphic I'm going to have. I already know it's just a matter of dragging and dropping it over. This is a system that can easily be implemented. The biggest key to mastering social media is to have a plan. Your plan can look completely different than this, but this is a plan that I use, and I have used it many, many times, and it absolutely works. So once you're comfortable, you can feel comfortable with the feel and flow of the schedule with your content pillars, mix it up. You don't want your audience to know, all right, on Monday, she's going to talk about an event. On Tuesday, she's going to talk about a speaker. No, you're going to mix it up. So maybe next week, Monday, we're going to talk about a speaker. And Tuesday, we're going to talk about facts. We're going to talk about fast facts about this group. And maybe on Saturday, we're going to share a resource guide. And that's another thing. You notice that I don't have something posted every day. We skipped Saturday and Sunday. Next week, we might skip Monday and Wednesday, just depending on what your audience's viewing habits are. When they're scrolling, are they going to be on Facebook mostly on Tuesday? Is that the best time to post? Then that's a day I'm not going to skip. That's the analytics that are going to help you understand that a little bit better. You want people to engage with your content and every time that you post, so they're not anticipating what you're going to do. They're saying, wow, she posted today. What is going to be there today? What kind of great content is going to be shared today? You want to make sure you keep it fresh for people. And the most beautiful thing about this process, the thing that I love the most about this process, is that you can spend the time creating all the content, mapping it out, and then schedule it all at one time. I love to be able to schedule things at least 2 weeks in advance, or maybe a month in advance. So it's just going to hit. I set it and forget it. And that's with social media and my emails. Because you get overwhelmed with so many things going on, you can always go back in and add things. It doesn't mean you can only post one time a day. You can schedule different things to happen at different times a day. But having that schedule is the biggest thing that I want to stress here today, making sure that you can do that. Now, even if you are not a business owner, maybe you are a business development person or community liaison with your organization, this is still a great method to use because you can talk about different things that you want to promote, that you want to make your audience smarter about. There's a time and a place for a call to action. There are things here with the event flyer. I want the audience to register for the event. I want them to register. So this is something I want them to do. The resource guide and the facts guide are making the audience smarter. So I also want to offer valuable content that they are going to want to consume. All right, so now let's move. Yes.
It is 10:02. I have a few little comments. Do you mind if we jump in and do those?
Sure.
Okay, and then I think you can continue because I don't have many questions.
Okay.
I'm just going to let these two people ask you. Monica had a few comments. Monica, do you just want to reiterate those right quick?
Oh, I think the content is great. I was asking if you would share that outline for the posting maybe after your presentation?
Yes, I have a PDF all ready to go that I'm going to share, because I want people to just listen and don't worry about taking notes. I'm going to share the pertinent information with you after the fact.
Thank you
And then
so
I
much.
have one question from Crystal Lockett Wilson. She's got, what is the software you're using? Excel, Google Drive?
Yes, I'm going to share all of that. So great questions. So y'all are tracking where I thought y'all would be. So this is going to be, I'm going to tell you all the tools that I'm using to create everything that I've done in this very presentation. I'm going to pull back the curtain. When we get to the tips, that's where I'm going to share all of that with you guys. Do we have
Okay,
anything
keep
else?
going. That's
All right,
all I
so-
see.
Okay, so I will quickly go to hashtags. This is a way to help your post have a much greater reach. This is something you definitely need to do if you are a small business, or if you're trying to increase your audience beyond the people that you have already invited to. If the only people that you are reaching are the people you already know, the people that already know you are not using social media correctly. Hashtags is a great way to increase your reach. So hashtags, make sure your posts are not only limited to your followers. By adding hashtags, your content will be accessible to all other users interested in similar topics who search for your hashtag. You can literally put in the search bar on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. If you want to learn about digital marketing, hashtag digital marketing. You want to learn about entrepreneurship, hashtag entrepreneurship. Smart people who know how to post and know what they're doing on social media are going to have those specific hashtags in their post. So at the bottom, and I am old school, because in my day and era, that's a pound sign. That's a number sign. But when you see that, that is, and in technical terms, it's a part of code. It's teaching the algorithm that this information is related to this topic. And anytime somebody types in that hashtag that you put in there, they're going to see your content along with everyone else who did it related to that topic. Some of the typical hashtags that you want to have in there, two of them in particular, content hashtags and trending hashtags. So content hashtags, let's see, they are directly related to the product or service or market area or area of expertise that you are in. So I will always have hashtag Huntsville, Alabama. So if people are looking for stuff in Huntsville, my stuff is going to show up. I will have hashtag social media or hashtag email marketing. Or if I have it for a client, hashtag ABA basketball. I have a client that was an ABA basketball team. So having those hashtags in there will increase that search. Another thing you can do with hashtags is trending hashtags. Look up hashtags that are popular, that people are searching a lot. And this is a quick Google search to find out what those hashtags are. All right, so now let's get to the tools really quickly. Canva. This is a screenshot of my Canva template. This is a free design tool, and no matter if you're a graphics designer or not, if you've had experience in graphic design or you have no idea what to do with graphic design, this is a tool that you can use, and it is free. And don't worry about writing all this down. I'm going to send you a PDF that is hyperlinked to all of these platforms. As you can see, I did a similar presentation 2 days ago, and it was on emails. This is the template that I used, and I just copied the template and changed the slides for this presentation today. You can do presentations, you can do social media graphics, you can do videos in Canva, print, you can design your business cards, your flyers, your posters, all of these things you can design in Canva with or without design experience. There's so many different things you can do, and you can just get lost playing in Canva. It is easy to understand. It is much easier than Adobe, but you can get the same results as designers get with Adobe when you use Canva. Another one that I use, Pixie Stock. All of the images that you have seen in this presentation today came from Pixie Stock. And the reason that I chose this platform, not only does she have great stock images, she has Canva templates available too. So that means you don't have to design them. All you have to do is download the template, change your brand colors, and add in the pictures that you want, or use the pictures she already has there. There's a content calendar. She gives you ideas about posts and emails and subject matters and content pillars. Great tool. And if you are looking for images of multicultural and diverse audiences, of races, of ages, of sizes and shapes, and all of that, Pixie Stock has that. It's a great, great tool, and it is worth looking into. Airtable. This is how I organize all of my social media posts. So you can see what platform it needs to go on, what the type of post is. I'm talking about a boot camp that I'm starting up. So a lot of posts are going to be centered around this boot camp. We know the day that it needs to go, the time that it needs to go, and the verbiage. So when my assistant goes to Airtable, she knows what pictures to put in the post, what day the post goes, what time the post goes, and the verbiage that goes in the post. Let's make sure. All right, now we are rounding out. All right.
Vicki, can I stop you one more time?
Yes.
Okay, I've got 3 questions, and let me see if they have any more questions. Gayton, did you have any more questions?
Just the one I posted.
Okay, he's just got, is it important to refresh your page, and how often?
Refresh your page. I'm not sure, is that just adding new content?
Right.
Yes. I would say at least 3 times a week. You need to add new content. I would say every other month you need to change your banner, your profile picture. If there's something special going on, change that profile picture, because when you make those changes, it feeds the algorithm. It's all about feeding the algorithm. So before we run out of time, I want everyone, this is how you can get the information. This is going to be a quick way where we don't have to exchange typing emails, and we don't have to worry about me fat fingering your email and not sending it correctly. If you have your phone, open up the camera app and let it focus on that QR code. And this will take you to a place where you can download the PDF that I have created with the slides for all of the software and the tools that I use for this presentation and with my social media marketing for myself and for my clients. This is a resource link. You'll see some other things on the website that you can download if you would like. But this goes straight to a page where you can download those PDFs and put that into action. And all the PDFs are hyperlinked. So we're at the end, and I know we've got a few questions, and I'll try to get to them as we can. But before we leave, I promised you I'd give you all the tools I mentioned, and I'm a woman of my word, and here they are. This is the way to get them with that QR code. And just a note about what we do at Face-to-Face Marketing. Social media management is one of the things that we do. One of the 2 ways we help clients with their social media is developing their content pillars or helping them manage their overall social media strategy, from graphics to posting to scheduling and monitoring analytics. We also have trainings and workshops along with group coaching and consulting for business owners and professionals who want to manage their own marketing, but need just a bit of guidance and accountability as they develop and populate the various aspects of their marketing mix. So I think we are pretty close on time. I've got 10:12 and we're supposed to end at 10:15. So we got a few moments for questions.
All right, let me jump in there right quick. Shantae says, is it better to invent your own hashtag or use popular ones, or both?
It is better to use popular ones. Invent the ones, if it's, when you start typing in a hashtag, it's going to give you suggestions. Use the suggestions, and it's going to tell you how many people are following that hashtag. It doesn't matter if 10 million people are following that hashtag or have used it, jump on it. As long as you are adding valuable content, other people are going to see it. Now, if you've got junk and you just put a popular hashtag on there, you're going to be known that you got junk and nobody's going to want to look at it. But use hashtags that people are already following. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Okay, Jane, did you have any other questions? Did your questions get answered? If you can unmute right quick.
When she was talking about hashtags, will you put them on your website, or is that just a Google search?
To locate hashtags or to find hashtags, it's a Google search. You just say trending hashtags for digital marketing or trending hashtags for pet care companies. Whatever that is, look that up on Google. When you use the hashtags, you put them in the description of your social media. So when we were here, and if we had more time, I could show you more of this, but this part goes in the description of the post. And at the bottom, I'll have a list of hashtags. And I just have a group of hashtags that I copy and paste from Airtable and just put them on every post related to that particular topic.
Thank you.
And I have a much more in-depth training that I go into with this. This is very difficult to cram all of this into 45 minutes.
Thank you, Vicki. That's all I've got. If somebody wants to quickly put something in the chat, we've got 1 minute.
And as you are, if you scan this QR code, it actually takes you to my website, which it gets you to the page where all of my resources are. You can get on the website. All of my contact information is on the website. So my email address, my phone number, my social media platforms are all connected on my website. So look away, click away, find all the ways that you can connect with me. If I can be of assistance to you in any way, I would love to schedule a discovery call with you and see what's going to be the most beneficial way that you and I can work together so that I can help you fine tune your marketing mix.
Okay, I got 2 other questions. Let me see if I can get them in. Is there an optimal number of hashtags to use?
30 is your limit. So if you can get up to 30, great. But I would try to at least have about 10.
And also a list of the social media platforms. I think you said you were going to provide that.
Yes. So this, the platforms are different. Facebook and LinkedIn are a great place to start. And if you have a Facebook business page, I would also go on and connect an Instagram page. So Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, that's a great starting point. Most people are going to be on 1, 2, or 3 of those. Twitter and Pinterest and all the rest of them aren't nearly as important or as populated as those 3. But if I had to pick 3, those would be my 3.
Okay, that's all the questions. I see the next session, Pathways Panel Discussion, is starting now, but I just want to thank Vicki Morris. I think we all learned awesome information, and I think that's it.